Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 153. This is reviewing 4 straight episodes of Gorenger, episode 13 and 16. Now, at this video, I'm going to do 2 comic corners and then come back to the series to finish up the last 4 episodes I'm going to do. And then, hopefully, if I get time to watch Harem Live in the World. Now, in the case of these 4 episodes, now the 4 monsters we have showing up in these 4 episodes are Horn Mask, Skull Mask, Rainbow Mask, and we do see debut a Black Hair Mask, who plays a role in our next episode. Now, Horn Mask, simply put, basically, him is just basically trying. Basically, he's blowing up stuff with bombs, create like human bombs. And at one point, we have where this is a funny bit in the episode where after Yellow Ranger gets injured, he's like bandaged up, looks like fucking toilet paper. He's at one point where they actually have surgery going on, and he basically uses his own bandage to wipe off Peggy's sweat, which, okay, that was kind of weird, but why the heck did he put it back on? So we see him just, okay, he gets angry, he's like, Kamara's like, go sit down and eat some curry. He's like, okay. So he sits down, and then Horn Mask Monster comes into the snack shop, and, like, he's like, your voice sounds familiar. And of course, basically, like Valkyrie, and of course, basically, he starts insulting him, and then all out brawl ensues. And here, Red Ranger have the rest of the Go Rangers in the HQ is like, should we help us? Like, no, not yet. And despite the fact a lot of things wreck us, and then eventually everybody goes out, and eventually, so they had to defeat Horn Mask by, well, they had to sort of trick him because apparently the Go Rangers stormed the working first. So they decided to use a trick to basically beat him. Yeah. But that was a funny bit in the episode. Oh, yes, definitely. Skull Mask. Oh, boy, this guy was creepy. Though, fun fact, he is the last of the independent monsters. Well, independent from basically we'll get to. So his thing is when he wants to kidnap scientists and swap their bones. Yeah, and apparently he's very loyal to Black Cross Fuhrer. So he basically invites scientists out to a party who eats bones for some reason and causes people to become sort of suicide bombers. I thought it was kind of weird. So basically we have where Yellow Ranger gets to put on disguise. 2 episodes in a row, he gets a chance to do something. He puts in disguise and he goes in, he says the password. Then he goes in, sees the 2 professors, so he's about to eat, and everything turns to bones. He's like, ugh. Like, hey, you want to dance with pretty ladies? Like, sure. He's like me? Yes. And about to kiss, and turns the ladies actually the bone mask. Yeah, he's like, blah. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, and then, like, they take him down below, like, huh, you're actually going. It's like, rips off the beard, the mustache, the glasses, the wig. It's like, oh, the magical review, which I thought was kind of funny. Ends up fighting them eventually. So it turns out the Air is on hypnosis. So they have it where, this I thought was kind of weird, they have it where Green Ranger needs to sort of break their arms, it looks like, in order to get out of hypnosis or something. I thought that was kind of weird. Eventually the monsters defeated at the very end, but it's by far a weird episode. Rainbow Mat. Now, in the case of episode 15, this was an absolute fun episode. This episode also a debut of the first ever general of the series. And also the first ever general in Super Sentai history, Sun Halo Mask. And he makes debut in episode 15. He's here only for about 6 episodes before we're going to deal with his ending. We're actually doing the next episode. So, we also debut a Rainbow Mask. Like, oh, he has this impenetrable barrier. And of course, they all like, that does that weakness. Like, where? The top. They have with the Go Rangers jet kicking infantry there. So at one point in the episode, by the way, a lot of this episode is focused on the Blue Ranger. He gets a lot of focus this episode. Where at one point, get this, Sun Halo Mask and Rainbow Mask steal the Go Rangers vehicle from them and proceed to bomb Tokyo. Though, but not, it's only small areas. Then eventually, of course, Blue Ranger's upset by this. So eventually, apparently, get this. It's revealed in episode 15, he apparently can control the thing via remote control. Which I'm like, okay, no wonder why he likes piloting the damn thing. And has everybody noticed, though, apparently he's like the only person who pilots that vehicle. And I think it was also the same episode or the next episode where they actually had all the Go Rangers in the actual thing where apparently, get this, there's actually like a cockpit on top and there's like two bubbles on the sides, but that's apparently where a Ranger's supposed to sit. And here's the thing, there are 5 Rangers. The main cockpit you see can only fit 3 people. I'm like, really? And it's a 5-man team. Where did the actor go? The wings. Yes, seriously, the wings. So, by the way, they actually screened this episode as a movie, as a second ever movie for Go Ranger. Now, here's the weird thing. Go Ranger had at least a total number of, get this, 6 movies. 5 released during the show, but here's the weird thing. Only one, yes, one, is an actual original movie. The first 3 movies are all movie versions of episodes from the series. In the case of episode 15, it was adapted for the second movie of the series. The third movie is episode 36, and the 5th movie, the last one aired during the series, is in fact episode 54. Do not know why in the world they had this in movies, but apparently the 4th one is the only original movie that's not, let's say, adaptation of an episode. But if you watch the episode, it is so fun. It feels like a spy epic espionage. Heck, where you have habits where Blue Ranger break into the hangar, and it feels a lot like, well, You Only Live Twice, with the break-in, destruction of place. It was pure fun of an episode. Though eventually, of course, the actual real mascot is defeated and his barrier is destroyed. Having the Venom basically blow up the generators, preparing the actual thing. And it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Though in the case of Sun Moon Mask, he actually was coming here from Africa. Yes, Sun Halo Mask was conquering Africa. He was called away from Africa to basically take over operations from. Now, I'm not sure why in the world that we actually have it where Black Cross Fury actually did this. And so far, the only appearance he appears sort of like a couple times. Yeah, and then of course for our next episode, we have the debut of the Mirror Mask monster, who's basically the guy with a mirror box mask. Yeah, so his thing is he wants to drive Peggy insane and sort of mentally disable her from the team. That is literally what his plan is. Oh, and by the way, they use this as a way to make sure they get their actual plan going, which is to blow up power plants. Yes. So they destroyed 2 in the episode, but apparently if they destroy a third one, the Eagle Army, that's the main organization that the Go Rangers work for, their Kanto branch gets to lose a lot of resources if that thing is destroyed. Now, I've never really understood exactly what's the purpose of the Eagle Army. You could say, oh, it's a show's version of the Japanese Self-Defense Forces. Fine. But they're a trained military organization, just like the Self-Defense Forces are. And here's the strange thing. They only exist in the show. Like, if you see, like, Jack, there's no mention of this organization at all. But here's the thing. Both series are set in the same universe. And the only other time I can think of, they actually have military pop up in the franchise. You can say, what about Changeman? I haven't talked about Changeman yet. But the only one I've seen so far that actual people from the military become the actual Rangers for the show is O-Ranger. They're the only ones that's happened to. It doesn't happen very often because a lot of the time it's usually civilians recruited or government agents. But military officers, that doesn't happen very often. You probably think, okay, well, that's Sun Vulcan. Okay, Sun Vulcan kind of is, but like a full-blown organization where we have 5 people. The Sun Vulcan was 3 people. Denziman, independent. Now, usually have people who are supported by the government, but an actual military organization, not many has happened over the course of Super Sentai history. Just this one, Sun Vulcan, obviously. I could say kind of Changeman, but I haven't seen Changeman yet. Let's see. The only ones else I can think of that's been like that is O-Ranger, obviously. That's basically it. Not many times where basically the members of military officers. Very rarely they are. Because they want to be civilians. Yep. So, in the case of the very next episode, like, they try to save Peggy so they wouldn't use the storm. So, Nancy gets out of it, and, well, and they eventually defeat Mirror Master, which at one point Gorenger damages his mirror with his boomerang. Excuse me. So when we later see in the episode, we see him with tape on the mirror itself, which nice touch. Thing was broken anyways. Though eventually, of course, the mirror mask was destroyed, and all of this piece was mirror, and that's basically it. I would say of these 4 episodes, I'd say probably the best one was 15. I love episode 15. It was, like I said, pure fun. Loved it. Now, there's only 4 more episodes left to go before I take my break for the series. Yes, I will discuss that in an actual video after these next 2, which will be 2 comic corners. Okay? Next video. Bye.